Welcome to Not From Here, a podcast dedicated to past versions of ourselves
and the current versions of all of you. We are your co-hosts. I'm Riley Klauza.
And I am Isa Rodriguez. And we are just a couple of Michiganders turned New Yorkers trying to get a grip.
Have you ever been made fun of for the way you say things or thought, damn, I never even realized I had an accent?
Well, we have too, because we're definitely
not from here.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey! Welcome back to Not From Here.
Welcome.
Welcome to someone very special.
Our
who is,
first guest of season 5, actually.
well, that is correct. And she is sitting right in between us. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name's Morgan.
Hi,
Morgan.
Oh my gosh, we are so excited to finally be bringing back our guest interview section of Not From Here. We gave you a few solo episodes, caught you up on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
You heard a lot of personal details. So it's time to hear somebody else's personal details, all right?
Morgan, how are you feeling today?
Good, good. I told you guys already. I already got street interviewed on the way here, so really warmed up.
That
tell
feels
us
like a
about that.
good omen.
Yeah, no, it was for some underwear company. Don't know anything else, but I'm sure you'll see it on TikTok. So.
What did they ask you? Now I'm curious.
Like it went from 0 to 100 real fast because it was so like, what do you do to treat yourself? To how do you feel sexy in your underwear? And I was just like, oh, okay.
That's their like, what makes
And
you
thank
not
God.
from here?
Yeah.
But they're like, what makes you feel sexy?
Exactly.
In your underwear?
I was very caught off guard.
What was
so.
your answer? I'm so sorry. What was your
No,
answer?
Riley, I wish I knew what I said.
You're like, I blacked out.
I'm sure I'll see it at some point when I'm tagged in it, but
I don't even know what I would say to a stranger,
No.
let alone like my friends.
No,
Like if you
same.
guys looked at me like, what makes you feel sexy?
not
Like,
only just sexy, like what makes you feel sexy in your underwear?
underwear. like fuck, I don't know.
Like, nice to meet you,
Yeah.
but yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I feel like we should dive right in
Let's do it.
because you've got a lot to share. I feel
Thank you.
personally.
Yes.
So, where are you originally from? Let's start
Yes.
there.
From South Florida, in between like Fort Lauderdale and Boca, in a suburb. Grew up there my whole life.
Yeah.
And then stayed for college in Florida. So Florida girl.
Florida girl through and through. And how were you like originally introduced to theater or the arts or music? Like what was that journey for you like?
Yeah, I mean the classic, really bad at sports. Parents were like, what do we do with her over the summers? My town had it still has a really great theater program, community theater program. They put me in when I was like 5, and then I stayed in that program throughout college. Like I became a counselor, and I was there for what is that like 13 years? Something crazy like that.
that's
Wow.
long time. OG member.
OG.
Yeah.
And was it like a classic community theater? Like the drama, the stakes
Yeah.
were so high.
Always so high. Everything was so dramatic. I grew up in a friend group of like 18 of us, and it was always so drama filled. But
were you guys competing for like the same roles too?
of course, always, yeah.
Obviously.
Head to head. Of course. High competition.
And okay, while we're on the topic, do you have any like funny theater childhood stories or like any shows that were like really memorable to you?
For sure. So this same camp, we did like, I hate to use the word illegal productions, but you know, like
okay.
not approved,
Not legal.
So not legal. My college friends specifically really loved. We did Toy Story 2, the musical. Our counselors completely wrote it themselves. Same plot line of Toy Story, but using what I now know as like Broadway Golden Age standards, but we didn't know them back then. So
Yeah.
when you're good to Lotso, Lotso's good to you. That's when I was introduced to When You're Good to Mama. Barbie sang My Strongest Suit, which I can't even lie, like genius, makes sense.
Genius.
There was a whole subplot of the Backstreet Toys, and they just came on to sing Backstreet Boys songs and then left the stage. And that I think really describes like the theater camp I went to growing up. So
I'm so sorry. That needs to be like a real production.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I need that on Broadway.
my
next
college
season.
friends would like make me bring the DVD from home to watch it.
Well, unfortunately, you will have to bring that to the next hangout.
Yeah,
because-
like when your gelato is, I'm so sorry, genius.
No, it's honestly so good. We also did Welcome to Sunnyside instead of Willkommen. Like, and all these songs obviously are such classics, but we didn't know that.
You didn't know.
No.
Yeah. You're like, we're writing these ourselves.
Exactly. This is also the show that I had my first like asthma attack during, and I'm like fully ensemble number 445, you know, and we are doing. I can't even. It was Run Freedom Run. Like we were in Run Freedom Run. I just had an asthma attack from. This is when I found out I'm allergic to flowers.
Okay.
And I'm like wheezing, but I'm like, I have to go on that stage. I have to go on that stage. And my counselors like are pinning me down, being like, you're not performing. I'm like, no, like you don't understand. I know I'm the best one in this number. Get me on that stage.
Like they can't do it without me.
No, and long story short, they didn't. And my counselors were like, yeah, it was a bad number without you. So
And you were like, well, I tried to tell you at
Exactly.
a young age, even ill, that you needed me.
exactly.
So great.
Yeah, but that's a good memory.
Okay, I love that. Genuinely one of the better shows that I've heard described.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's like, oh, we did Music Man.
Yeah,
You know,
like
Morgan's
some
like,
shit.
well, it was an original. But also not really an original. Anyway, so this is kind of where you started, but when would you say that you knew theater was what you were going to pursue? Or when did that become more of a permanent thing?
It's so funny because I think always, to be honest, like that's a crazy answer, but obviously, and we'll get to it, but I don't perform anymore. So the switch was honestly for me later in life. I think growing up very quickly, like I took theater very seriously. Not only was I, going to the camps and doing it in school, but I was taking my 2 voice lessons a week, doing dance lessons, things like that. So I think from a very young age, I knew that it was a competitive industry. I'm so lucky that both my parents like fully believe in the arts and the arts as a career.
Yeah.
So at a young age too, they were like, you can do this, but also like it's not going to be easy and you have to take it seriously. So I think right away I was like, okay, I got to train. And then they obviously let me go and like pursue that.
She locked in.
She locked in.
That was pretty.
What is it? Maddie knew. Is it Maddie?
Maddie knew who she was
from a young
yeah,
age.
for sure.
Sorry, you have Euphoria
Morgan
on
knew.
my mind lately.
Okay, sorry.
And where is it?
A little side plot. Let's just jump and touch into it. My cousin and I have been doing like a full like 2 pit stop rewatch of Euphoria, like multiple different times we've seen it back together. And it is just such a good show. And I'm so glad that you brought it up. Thank you, Euphoria.
Of course.
We miss it.
It'll be back soon, right?
So, yeah, I
Next
think it'll
year?
be a very different show though.
Oh, it's a whole different cast.
Yeah.
Well, isn't it like in the future now?
Yeah, I think it's like
I
times
think it's
past.
10 years or something crazy. Fuck. Maybe not.
It's like
I know
watching
it's
your
5
own
to
high
10.
school reunion. Yeah. Kidding, that was not what- Maybe not your own high school reunion, but an elevated version
like,
of what a high school.
What kind of high school did you go to, Isa?
Yeah. Well, you can ask the TikTokers online. They have a lot of opinions
have
on where I went.
opinions.
Yeah.
I saw those comments.
I know. I'm like, anyway.
Anyway.
Okay. So where did you go to college?
Yeah, I went to the University of Tampa.
What's your mascot?
Go Spartans.
What?
Yeah.
I was literally
I was expecting like some type of fish.
No,
Spartans.
Spartans, which is crazy. Yeah, I always had like weird mascots growing up. Like Spartans is odd.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the Trojans in high school.
Oh, okay.
Not to be confused.
I kid you not. Our shirts said Trojans we protect on them. I didn't really get it until like sophomore and junior year.
Like, no.
Yeah.
They knew what they were doing.
These are
Yeah, of
adults.
yeah,
like, making
sick.
these
Some
decisions.
adult printed and
Yeah.
approved these
Yeah.
t-shirts.
Crazy.
By the way.
I honestly like didn't know it existed until the college audition process. And one of my old teachers had went there and she was just like, you should go look at it. Why not? I was so against staying in state. And I
Yeah.
was like, I don't want to go.
Relatable.
Relatable.
Yeah, exactly. My mom dragged me to that audition. Was the first school I auditioned for. I got in 2 weeks later and I was, I mean, I could have saved so much money and time not going through the whole circuit to go to the first school I auditioned at. But I loved the campus when I first went and I definitely like did fall in love with it. But I was so set on moving to New York at 18, which is
Giving Rachel Berry.
yeah. I wanted to. Me and my guy best friend, like literally we were like, we're Kurt and Rachel, we're moving into a studio together, going to NYU. But honestly, I think I would have been so overwhelmed at 18 in New York. So I'm glad that what happened.
It happened for a reason.
Exactly.
Yeah. I love to hear that New York was always in the picture because
For
I
sure.
mean, you're here and you've made it. So, Rachel Berry.
Rachel
You
Berry.
made the big step.
Stop.
It happened. What did you study in college?
Musical theater, got my BFA and MT, and I feel like it was never a question on like what else I would have majored in. Like it was always BFA. But now that I know that arts admin exists, totally could have seen myself going that route as well.
Yeah.
But I
totally.
don't think I knew what it was going into like freshman year of college.
Yeah, how was your college experience? Did we like it? Did we hate it? Were we in the middle?
Yeah, like I feel like it was similar timing to you guys, but a year under. So we hit COVID weird.
Oh,
yeah,
totally.
It hit my sophomore year, so I did half a sophomore year online, and then junior and senior year was masked. And obviously, like we're like doing duets in these masks, and we did a full show, masked 6 feet apart, and I think it was just weird timing. But I loved Tampa, like the school itself, the program, things like that. But I was definitely itching to leave by the end.
Yeah, of course.
When did you make it to NYC? Was it right after college, or did you wait a little bit?
I took a little 6-month gap, lived at home. I graduated early, so December. I was at home December through July-ish, and then I moved to New York when like all my friends moved to New York.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
You had a little group or a support system, which is important when you first get here.
For sure.
What year was that you moved? How long have you been here now?
That was 2022. So going on 4 years next year.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're going to get into New York horror stories later, but how was that transition for you? How was that move overall? Was it a bit of a shock, or since like you kind of knew that New York was always in the picture, what was that like? Let's hear it.
Luckily, easy. My college transition was really hard, which was, I think like I just settling into college was hard and difficult, and I was like literally calling my mom on day 3, and I was like, pick me up. But New York, like I was like, bye mom and dad, like I'm good.
Like I got my friends.
Yeah,
I'm set.
I was so fine. My best friend moved in 3 blocks down the road from me. And yeah, I just think the timing was really great too. I ended up moving like a few weeks earlier than I was supposed to because the job kind of just like fell in my lap to work on an off-Broadway show. So I moved
casual.
Yeah, backstage. So I moved, not even backstage actually, I was COVID officer, which is like wild. That's a job now.
Wait.
Yeah,
I'm like,
no,
take me back. Not to like COVID, but like
quarantine was kind of fun.
I've said it a million times. Like I would lock down again. I don't want people to die. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, no.
Like no one's dying. But I think
somebody input the video of Vanessa Hudgens.
yeah, no, I'm like don't. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I think we as a society need to lock down and
touch grass. Yeah.
break again. Like okay,
Agreed.
Okay, so how we know Morgan is actually kind of crazy. So we did actor therapy with her, but like I remember like our specific meeting. Like I remember it so clearly. So there was like some girly that moved to New York and like was like, I'm looking for friends and like I'm making a group chat type vibe. And Morgan and I must have both seen this video. Issa's like, this is news
like,
to me.
wait, I'm a little like, I feel like I've heard this, but do I know exactly what's going to come out of your mouth right now? No.
Listen up.
I'm excited.
So this girl like posted the video. We're put into an Instagram DM. Yeah. We're like chatting, and then like I don't know. Everyone's just kind of chatting. Like it's you know
like,
this group chat
where we live, like what we do.
Yeah,
kind of
like it wasn't anything crazy. And I remember like seeing like everyone's like profile pictures and like kind of remembering. And then fast forward like I don't know a few weeks, a month maybe. There's an actor therapy class, and it was rehearsal and performance for Janine Story and Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Wait, that was so random. I forgot it was both.
Random.
Wait, I'm caught up now in the timeline.
But the class was split into 2 sections. So it was like a class of 8, but it was like 4 and 4. And Morgan was in the other section.
And I remember I was being upset about it. Like I was like, I have a friend crush on these girls.
Oh my God. Yeah. And so we had like our final like performance day. And I feel like that was like when we finally talked. And then like I think at some point before that, or like between class or whatever, I was like, are you in this like Instagram group? Like I think I recognize you. Like please. So shy.
Because I think the first class was everyone together maybe.
Yeah. Something like that. But I remember like immediately seeing you and being like, I know her. We're in the same group chat. Like I know this girl's Instagram profile picture.
No, I remember the performance of your guys'
Yeah, you came.
I came.
Oh my God,
that was like one of the first things that I came to be like,
yeah.
Eileen's new friend. I'm here to support.
Because you were in another class, like at the same time, and you left early, right?
Yeah, I was like, I need to leave early.
Oh my God, you guys! That was what like. October 2022.
It probably like honestly we looked at the data, but it was like exactly 3 years ago.
Yeah,
today,
it was
crazy.
like
remember it was pouring.
It was pouring. It was it was early in the New York journey. We were freshly friends.
Yeah,
and
like,
that's why I was like, oh, Isa came, like that was so sweet.
But I remember, like, I have such like weird like memories of things. I'm like, I remember, like, did you like use like a block? Like a staging block for your number? Like,
No,
I feel like
I'm
there was a
trying
lot
to-
of movement in your number.
I did something from oh my gosh, what's the no you're right, it was a lot of movement. I can hear the song in my head.
I remember it. I can like see it, but I can't.
It's one of Janine Sasori's like lesser known musicals,
Mm-hmm.
and it's about this like Jewish Upper West Side girl, like this role. I know who played it. I don't know. Now I have to look. It's gonna bug
just,
me.
like have this like image of Morgan in a this is about to be crazy. A green blazer.
I still have. I almost got rid of it a few weeks ago, actually, and I was. Like,
I remember like being like, oh my god, she looks like so cute. Like look, somebody that we would want to be friends
Oh my
with.
god, yeah. Were you wearing?
so
I feel like you were wearing like a lot of bows in that.
I was.
I don't know
in
if
a
you
bow era
still
for
wear
sure.
bows.
No, not really,
No
but,
hate,
like-
but I just remember you
No,
always
no,
had
I
a
just
bow.
love that open like the conversation. I was like, you know what? Yeah, you were wearing a lot of bows, and I love a bow.
No, because I was like, she's so cute. I also had a friend crush on you, but I was like,
No,
so
see,
awkward.
I like don't remember.
So awkward.
No, I don't remember how like we formed like a group of
Yeah,
four.
how did we become a group of four? Because then there was the holiday party,
I think that's probably
and it
what
was like
did it.
pouring rain
Again.
and we did Legally Blonde with Hope, and so that's when I started kind of talking to Hope.
Yes.
Was during that, and I was like, I have a friend. I literally told her I have a friend crush on you.
same.
Yeah.
But you oh, this is so crazy. You knew Hope, and then through that is kind of how I like met
Yeah.
her, through Legally Blonde.
It
because
was
you were like,
in
I know this
rehearsals
girl.
because me and Hope were like in a lot of the same numbers, and so then I was like, hey girl,
And
you want
that
to be
holiday
friends?
party, you're right.
That
We kinda
holiday
peaked
party.
out. We got a drink. We went to the second location
Yeah.
together.
And the third. Yeah.
The
Like, there were so many locations.
afters.
That was
And
a
then
fun night.
The rest is history.
Yeah.
Here we are. We went to the Hamptons together, and
That
like
trip was
Hope and Morgan
fun.
are our girls. You guys saw Hope in season 1, and here we are starting off season 5 so strong. You've been on our guest list forever. I hope you know that.
Stop.
Like you've always been on the list, but it was like, when are we gonna get Morgan in? When
No,
are we gonna
I'm
get
happy
Morgan in?
now.
Well, and you know what? Let's open that up. That's the thing about the guest list, you guys. I'm like, I swear, I wonder if people are ever like, why don't they ask like this like one person that's like an obvious choice? And I'm like, maybe they're on the list, and it's like we're
It'll
only
happen.
2 girls with so much time. You know what I mean? But so finally, I know we've got Morgan Wolfe here, and we have further questions for her. We're
not
coming
done.
back to the point at
Back
hand.
to interviewing.
Okay, so the story of how we met has been told. Do we feel comfortable?
Yeah.
No
Yes.
details missed.
Don't think so.
Okay, well, at some point in your New York journey, I elaborate as much as you'd like, but you talked about making a switch from performing to agent world. Literally walk us through like every detail. I'm so curious about thought process and all of that.
Yeah, so honestly, I think it started in college. Like, even in high school, I was always, like I said, if arts admin was what I knew it was, I think maybe I would have gone that route. But if Florida had like the biggest state thespian festival, I helped run it. I was always really interested in that side of it. Always the person that like my friends would go to in high school and college of like, I'm auditioning for blank. What song? Like I love doing that kind of stuff. And then junior, senior year, I started fainting a lot. And they did not know why, which now I know is just a weird kind of migraines that I have. But it was like 2 years of not being able to diagnose it. And a big trigger was lights. So I fainted twice on stage.
Oh my God.
And for the first time in my life, I had stage fright, essentially. And I was like, I just don't know if this makes me happy or if it's really ever going to. But I knew I wanted to live in New York, and I knew I wanted to like be in the arts for sure. So senior year ended, and I was like, for sure, I'm moving to New York, but I don't know exactly what I want to do. Again, it was also the auditions hadn't even started again yet. Like COVID was just ending. There was no open calls, things like that. So when I moved here, like I said, I was working on an off-Broadway show as a COVID officer, and then switched to ASM at some point. I don't remember when.
For the same show?
Yeah.
Oh,
I know. We like didn't know
like,
each
get
other
her
yet.
backstage.
Yeah. All of a sudden I was ASM. And I remember I was like on my flight home for Thanksgiving, and I got a text from like one of the producers and was like, show's closing. I was like, oh. I was like, this can happen. Like, and I think that was one of the first times that I was like, I think I really love stability, and a schedule, routine. Like I'm very type A. And I think I was just like, I think it takes a certain kind of person to be a performer. And I don't know if I have that in me. I also remember it's funny that night that we did the rehearsal performance. I remember again, like I didn't want to go. I kind of felt nervous about it. And I was like, if I don't even want to perform in a room of probably 14 people.
Yeah, I was a small group.
I was like, this is not for me anymore. Like it doesn't make me happy. I was dreading going to voice lessons, things like that. Again, like all this put together and knowing what I was interested in, I was like, I think I would really thrive at being an agent or in casting. So I just started putting feelers out, and like I didn't have connections. So by feelers, I mean literally telling my friends, and obviously applying on like LinkedIn, things like that. I was sent then a DM for where I work now, Resolute Artists. My boss, Paige, posted looking for an assistant. I was sent that post like maybe 3 or 4 times because like I said, I was being very vocal about like what I wanted to do because I didn't know how to do it. So I applied for that. I interviewed, I think I did like 3 rounds and then got it. And this was like part-time assistant, like very part-time. Resolute Paige started it in like 2017, 2018, COVID hit. And, obviously took a hit. So she was like really just starting back up again. So she was just looking for an assistant for like, I think I did like 10 hours a week, 15 hours a week. I'd been applying for like, I was like dreaming of the CIA mailroom, which is so funny because now I'm always like, I'm so thankful what happened because I mean, not to like jump, but I'm a full agent now, which would just not be the case obviously at a CAA. But yeah, so that kind of fell into my lap. I got so lucky. And then I also ended up interviewing for position at another agency that was also looking for part-time work. And Paige was like, go do that too. That's fine. Because it was more like mailroom stuff. So it was really there wasn't like client overlap, things like that. So I did that for a second. And then as time went on, Paige just started using me more and more. And within like I'll have been in Resolute for 3 years in March. I went from assistant to like different versions of assistants to full agent now, like have my own full roster and things like that. So yeah, that's kind of my transition.
Incredible. And it's really cool to hear you talk about how you knew what you wanted to do, but you didn't know how to do it. Yeah. And you literally just started kind of talking about it and sharing that was a goal. And it almost feels, like manifestation
1,000%.
Subconsciously, like without knowing you were putting this out into the universe and people were hearing and reciprocating and re-pushing that out into the world. It's like a cool thing to hear from start to finish.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would have never ended up at Resolute if I was not vocalizing that I wanted to make the switch, which was obviously scary because after, your whole life thinking you're going to be a performer and then telling your friends like, never mind, it almost feels like identity crisis.
Of course.
I was very curious about that. If you wouldn't mind like elaborating too, I know it's like a little vulnerable, but I feel like a lot of artists in our community like question performing, especially like even the ones that are on Broadway right now, they talk about how they've questioned it. And I guess I'm curious, like your experience questioning it and being like, I'm going to find the strength to like do it anyway, even though I thought I knew what I wanted to do.
Yeah, it definitely was hard. And I remember even like talking to my mom, being like, I think I want to make the switch. And she was like, are you sure? Like, you haven't even gone to a single audition ever in New York. Like, you don't know, you haven't tried. And it did feel kind of weird of like I didn't want to feel like I was giving up before I even tried, but it didn't feel like that because I was like, this won't even make me happy. I think I had to like sit down with myself for a second and be like, if I booked something, would it make me happy? And I was like listing things that I could book in my head. And I'm like, all of these would cause me so much anxiety. I didn't want to take a toll. I very much had a New York or nowhere mindset. And I was like, I think New York makes me happy, not performing. And as you guys know, like as a performer, you can't really have like a New York or nowhere mindset because it's not realistic. And I was seeing my friends like book TYA tours and be so happy, and I'm sitting there being like, I just don't think that's personally what I want to do right now. But even, and it's when people ask me this too, I'm always like, my favorite thing about my job is getting to call people and telling them like, you're making your national tour debut or your Broadway debut, things like that. And sometimes like when I first started doing that, I sit back and I'm like, I imagined like if I had an agent and they called me, I think that'd be a stressful phone call to receive more than it would be like so exciting. And that's definitely how I knew too. Like, you know the saying that's like, if you love what you do, you don't work a day in your life.
Yeah.
That's my current job, like 1,000%. But that's not how I felt about performing. Like performing was so stressful to me. So I think if you are someone who is like weighing out the benefits, and I actually like some girl DM'd me recently about this and asked, I think this is like kind of the conversation you have to have with yourself, and is like, if I booked a tour or a regional contract or even Broadway, like would it actually make me happy, or would it really stress me out? And also I think what I wish colleges did do a better job of is explaining like the actual lifestyle of a performer, and not only the lifestyle, but really sitting down and being like, okay, all of this sounds very glamorous at the moment, but you also have to take into consideration your schedule is not the same as other people's, which is fine because most performers like are friends with performers.
Yeah.
But I remember that was a hard thing too when I was working on the off-Broadway show. Like again, it was just backstage. But my friends, I just moved to New York. They're like, "You want to go out Saturday night?" I'm like,
Can't.
"Yeah, I can't really. Like I'm working.
I can't have
midnight."
rehearsal.
No, literally, I can't have rehearsals. I'm like, I can do Monday at 2 p.m. So I think just you have to really like sit there with yourself and see, is this what you really want? And I don't mean to sound negative about it or make it sound negative.
Not at all.
It's just like, for me, I was like, this is not what I want. And for other people, it's your guys' dream and your passion, and that's beautiful. And I wouldn't have a job if there weren't people that did, like weren't extremely passionate about it. And I'm so passionate about it just on like the back end.
Yeah.
But I love working with performers. And I think having my BFA helps so much. And also I think I'm a super empathetic agent because I've been on that end as well. So like I'm the first when my client emails me after an audition is like, I'm losing it at Ripley right now. Like I'm bawling my eyes out. I'm like, call me.
You're like, I've been there. Yeah. Oh my God.
So I think it does help a lot with my job that I like have been there.
Yeah, 100%. Well, we are just so proud of you watching your journey these past 3 years of being besties. It's so incredible and so inspiring, and just forever proud of you. But
Love you both.
do you have any advice for artists from like an agent point of view or a casting point of view that you would like to share with the class?
For sure. I think just really only focus on things that are in your control. I think it's so easy to be worried about the things that you can't control, things that like the casting directors are in charge of, but things that are in your control are like, does your headshot look like you? Are your reels on Actors Access competitive? So for that, I mean, like if you're doing MT, do you have a really strong 60 to 90 second reel on Actors Access that shows off who you are in this moment in time? So not like if you're 20 years old and you're singing a song written for a 50-year-old that you're going to grow into eventually, which is, again, a hard transition post-college because there's people that play the mom roles all of college and then they step into the real world and it's like you're 22 again. So refining that material is kind of weird sometimes. So making sure your reels are showcasing like you right now at your current age. If you have a crazy soprano, like that should be a separate reel, things like that. Just putting your best foot forward. But things that aren't in your control are what's going on behind that table. Like you could go in for Sophie for Mamma Mia and you could walk out knowing you were the best in that room that day and still not get it because the sky is 5'6" and you're 5'7". There's just so much that you don't know that's going on. But something I will say that I think people think sometimes that these are like fake stories or like once every now and then, but the amount of times that I have a client go in for something, they kill it. They don't book that, but then they're called in for something else from the same team that they book. Like, I like the saying book the room because if someone behind that table falls in love with you, then like you're set. I have so many clients that have booked that way.
I was so entranced. I was like, yeah, book the room is beautiful. I've never even thought of it that way.
Yeah, no, it's so true. Like just to have a casting director that really is rooting for you is so beneficial. And we tell our clients too to like use everything that's public to your advantage. So don't be taking classes just blindly. Of course, I mean, especially dancers, like of course go dance and have fun and take the classes that you want to take, but it's very easy to track like, oh, they're auditioning for Death Becomes Her in 2 weeks and the associate is teaching a class at Steps this week. That's the class I need to be in this week.
Yeah.
And same on the acting side, like Actors Connection and one-on-one. I tell all my clients, like, write down the list of every show you're really right for right now on Broadway, touring, or regional, and then write their casting director next to it. And when there's like major overlap there, that's who you need to be getting in front of. So if you're like, oh, I'm really right for what Jim Carnahan's casting right now, but ARC doesn't cover anything that I'm right for, it's like, then go take that class with Jim Carnahan, you know? So there is like strategic mathematical stuff that you can be doing as a performer. It's just you kind of have to search for it.
Yeah. As we mentioned earlier, you are now full-time agent, but you're not just anyone's agent. You are someone in the room's agent. And I feel like we have to acknowledge it.
Could you believe it? Well, I just like, honestly, like, let's talk about that first. If you're okay, let's talk about that for a second. But so when I first moved to New York, people, you know, they tell you that agent isn't everything, but
Which it's not, I will say.
right. I mean, yes, I've seen so many people
yes.
unrepresented.
Yeah.
I mean, if you, like you said, if the show, like if they are looking for you,
1,000%.
you fit in there. Doesn't matter where you're from, where you went to college,
No, you're
who
gonna
your
get it.
connection is. Like, it's gonna be you.
Yeah.
And so there's also something freeing about that idea, which I like appreciate that you mentioned as well. But there are so many things that are out of your control, and you know, you ask yourself like, what can I do at this point? Become a different person? You know, alternate who I am every day. Like, you just have to show up as yourself. But I was with an agency for 3 years, y'all. That's a long contract, isn't it?
That was a single contract, right?
Single contract, just moved here. And I didn't, you know, when you move here, you don't know. And you learn along the way. At least for me, that was very much and has been my experience, learning along the way. I was with an agent for 3 years and, you know, it was a fine relationship, had a good time. And Morgan and I kind of like started having conversations about representation at a very specific time in my career when I was auditioning for something and my contract had ended. I was unrepresented. And all of a sudden I had this kind of opportunity in my lap and I was like, I don't know how to handle this. I have nobody to fight for me. And I don't even know if I should be fighting for myself. So as my friend, I texted her and I was like, I would love some guidance and some whatever. And I had this moment where I thought like, how like funny would it be to like, because they always say like, don't work with your family, don't work with your friends, like don't blend those things because there's so much room for, I don't know, I guess risk of things happening. But I do have to say, like, obviously this is a unique experience to me and Morgan, but for me, like, I love having an agent that actually feels like my friend, because I think this is also you a little bit, where you are very empathetic as a person and you started as a performer, so you do see the difficulties that people are going through and like how hard it is to produce some of the things that we need to as performers. And so there's something so special about a relationship with an agent that you're like, you know my background and my life, and you encourage opportunities that feel right for who I am as a person, not just a type. Yeah. And so no one asked for my advice, but if you're in search of an agent, my advice would be like, names are amazing and connections are amazing, but like finding somebody that you feel like actually just like sees you as like the person that you are and sees the things that you want and the dreams that you have for yourself. Like, that's somebody that's going to actually get you there, rather than someone that's like, I see this for you and I don't really care what you see for yourself, but like, I see this for you.
Yeah, and you're just like checking off boxes for them. It's like, oh, you're this type and that's what I need on my roster.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's why we always say like finding an agent or a manager feels a lot like dating, honestly.
Yeah.
Because especially it's like I'll have meetings where, you know, on my end I'm really feeling it, and then you send the offer and they're like, actually I'm gonna go a different way, and you're like, oh wait, I thought we really hit it off, and vice versa too. But also what our agency offers, I mean, we're boutique, and I think we're very hands-on and personal, which is amazing for some people and what some people want. And other people, I'll tell them our communication style, and I think they're like, whoa, like, I just send me my appointment, you know?
Yeah.
So it totally depends on what you as a performer want or what you can handle. I think I mesh really well with my clients because I think we are super open and honest in our interviews about like what we expect and how we do work. And I think the clients that do choose to come on love that and want to. I mean, I'm like Instagram friends with all my clients, and I think it helps me with my submissions, honestly, because I get a sense from you as a person, you know? It's like, obviously I can pick up stuff in our 15-minute meeting, and we do a lot throughout the year, of course, too, to like stay in touch and like see each other in person and talk on the phone, things like that. But even like being on my client's social media, I find it helpful of like, oh, like they might even post like in a Halloween costume, like, oh, I didn't see them in that light. They totally could play X role, you know, things like that. So yeah, I personally like to try to cultivate like a super personal relationship.
Love that.
I love that.
Okay, so stepping a little bit outside of the agent world, a little more general, what are some things that you feel like you have learned as an artist here, just trying to make it and trying to make a name for yourself?
Yeah, I think it's when you come out of college, you really have to change that mindset of like, there's one show a semester. If I don't get it, I'm not in it. And you know, it's
so true.
Yeah, because I think like a weird transition is coming from college into the real world, and there's a million auditions a day. You might go in for 10 things that day, and you might not get any of them, or you might get 2 of them, But I think you have to learn, like, you need to root for your friends, and they need to root for you, because you need that village of people, especially in this industry. So I think in college, it's very easy to be like, we're doing Legally Blonde. If I don't get Elle, I'm gonna die this semester. And if your best
is the
and
end of the
Elle
world.
will be my nemesis. Yeah.
It literally is, and especially if it's like you and your best friend up against each other, and it's like, but then you come to the real world, and you and your best friend might be final 2 for Broadway callback, and you guys need to be happy for each other, So I think it's really like learning that, and learning too. I think there's a fine line between being like public with what you're going in for with your friends and keeping, like a jinxing level. I totally get. But I think you need to respect your friends, and if they want to have open and honest conversations about like what you're being seen for, how it's going, and on both ends, then you should be open to that. And if you're in a friend group where you don't feel like everyone's supporting you, or is almost like rooting against you in silence, then you need to like look for new artist friends and find people that will uplift and support you, because I think that's
100%.
so important here.
It is. I mean, we talk about it all the time, but community is so, so important. And I think specifically and especially as an artist, like, it is a hard industry. We all know that. And it's like, you really need to find the people in your corner that are cheering for you, rooting you on. Like, they're on the good days, they're on the bad days, they're at your Broadway opening night front row. Like, you need the people that are there uplifting you and there to also like go on this journey with and discuss, like, yeah, I had this awful audition today and here's what happened, X, Y, and Z. And then, or like I don't know, I could go on, but I think community is just so beyond important. So thanks for bringing it up.
For sure.
Also, it's like, just to comment on that, it's easy, I feel like, to find people that will root for you when you're like at your lowest. And it's like really easy to be like, oh man, I know rejection's the worst, isn't it? But like, to highlight the people that can uplift you and support you when they're facing like we've all been there. Like, we've all been rejected and then had a friend that gets something, and you literally have to be like, it was their moment, and if I don't support them, no one is gaining anything from that.
Exactly.
So just like, a lot of people can be there for you when you're down.
Down
it's very
low.
exactly.
But when you're up and you feel those people cheering for you, like, that's
Yeah.
those are standouts.
That's why you hear famous people all the time being like, I lost all my friends, which is crazy. Like, you need those friends that are texting you, break a leg, how'd the audition go? And like genuinely needing it and wanting you to go and nail that audition, even when they're up against you, But like I said, it's like, I think it's the abundant mindset. Like, there's truly so many jobs to go around. It's not a college mindset anymore. Like, if you're going in for something and you don't get it and your friend gets it, you could go in for something the next week and get it. And that's more right for you. So just making sure you're surrounding yourself with people who like genuinely are rooting for you.
So, Miss Morgan, you said it's been 3 years?
Yeah.
3-ish years?
Going on 4 next.
Oh my God, Miss Senior. And so you're actually in Hoboken for a little bit, right?
Yes.
Just for a smidge, right?
Just for a smidge.
You'll be back to Miss NYC.
We'll be back.
Are you subletting? Sorry, I'm asking so many questions.
No, like not technically subletting. My parents are like reverse snowboarding from Florida, so it's their place. But my sister and I are like renting from them right now.
I love that.
Reverse snowboarding. I love that.
That's what they're calling it. Well, it's because they're there all year. So they're like, let's get out. No, it makes sense.
Yeah, they're like, we're over the heat.
Love that.
I don't know if that's
interesting.
Ever been heard before, right?
But regardless, in your time here, do you have any New York horror stories?
I was thinking, and honestly, I think my worst one is like my second or third day here. We had just
Great.
Starting off strong.
We had just moved into my apartment in Hell's Kitchen, and my mom and dad were there that weekend. It was like day 2 or 3 probably. And I was using the shower for the first time, and I just really underestimated how high it was. And walking out of the shower, I ripped my toenail off completely on my big toe. I was like, you guys don't know the story because we're friends yet, but completely ripped off. no, Riley, like I'm screaming bloody murder. My mom's in my room and somehow is not hearing me. I'm screaming.
Concerning.
Yeah, great. And finally I get her attention. She comes in and it's a scene.
I'm sure it's bloody as fuck.
Yeah, I'm in so much pain, screaming, crying. We have to, again, we don't have cars here. So I'm like limping to urgent care. I have to get a tetanus shot because it was metal.
Yeah.
And they like put me in this weird boot that I could not walk in, and I couldn't apply pressure to like my toe. And I started work at that show the next day. So my first day of work in New York, I'm in this like big boot. Not only boot, my toe has to stick out of it in this big purple cast. Just the toe. Like the toe. I definitely have a picture.
The one toe.
Just the one toe is in like the biggest purple cast you've ever seen. And I'm like fully like swabbing these people's noses for COVID.
Yeah. They're like, what's going on down there? Oh,
Honestly, you were probably like the favorite person to swab noses because they're like, there's a distraction. I'll just stare at her.
Yeah,
I
they're like,
stare at her
"What's
toe."
going on?"
And then it's
Wait.
like,
what's the healing process for a toe?
It's not fun.
Or like a nail in general? Do you just have to wait for it to grow back?
Yeah, you have to wait. You don't have to wait. This is so gross. I'm so sorry.
No, I mean,
you have to
I've
wait for it to fall off and then grow back. So it was like truly like
Was it like, oh, I'm not even
it was
gonna ask.
awful.
how long did it take?
like 6 months, and I like the first 2 months ish.
Was it your big toe?
Yeah, I like could not walk. So I'm like, and again, first time living in New York,
Yeah.
no car. I'm like,
You're limping around the city.
my mom's like, just take an Uber. I'm like, absolutely not. I'm like, I will not be caught in an Uber. Like I am a New Yorker. I'm like limping everywhere.
You should have gotten like one of those like knee scooters. Speaking from experience, I've had multiple because I've broken my ankle a million times.
But I feel like in the city, there's no way.
No, yeah. I mean, if you're going in the subway, you're going
Exactly.
Yeah,
And that too, I like refuse to take the subway because I'm like so afraid someone's gonna step on my toe.
might be valid.
It's also July.
Sticking out.
It's July and August, so it's so honestly, I guess it's better than winter than my foot being out. But like,
Yeah, no.
yeah, frozen toes. You lose the rest to fucking hypothermia. Oh my god!
and then my parents leave the next day. They're like, "Good luck."
They're like, well, this is what it means to move away.
Yeah.
I'm in the big city now.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I have videos of me like in that urgent care. I think my sister probably has them, but I'm like, "What's Trina Vega's line?" She's like, "I'm a woman in Chicago." like
She's like in the bed. Oh my god.
That was a good one. Wow. I wasn't
Yeah, we've
expecting that.
never had a toenail incident, but
Yeah.
it'll make or break you. You're on your feet constantly
No,
here.
it humbles you to tell someone that you're like, "Oh, I just hurt my big toe," but like, no,
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, is it
down and out.
broken?" And you're like, "No, it's just the nail."
Literally, I have a hangnail. Like,
You're like, it's nothing. It's really nothing. Just the cast, just for show.
yeah, the cast was awful.
I was fully expecting your story was going to be like you were in the shower, a roach moment, because that happened to me.
No, growing up in Florida, I think not too.
Oh no, not gross. I mean, it's real.
There's just
There's so
roaches
many
in Florida. I
bugs.
honestly see, knock on wood, I see less here. So,
Wow.
and I think living in Hell's Kitchen really helped me my first year because there are just rats everywhere. But I was just like, my friends,
My friend,
like you get so used to it.
I don't mind
it's giving
rats.
like
No, I do now.
You're like, well, I wouldn't go that far.
I don't like mind them, but
no one's going up and petting them here.
No.
Like, please.
Can we like quickly go around and rank like, okay, pigeons, rats,
Roaches?
cockroaches?
yeah, I think so. I think
like first, second, third?
Yeah, like
okay.
what would, like scream level? Like what are you screaming at? Like first,
And let's hear the scream.
I agree. And also test
And
the
let's
scream.
hear the scream.
honestly, that's a shocking thing when you move to New York is the birds. Like they just don't care.
They don't care.
They
They,
don't
care about
swoop.
you.
They,
It's
they
their
get
city.
close.
They touch you. Yeah,
Okay, so what are we screaming most at?
pigeons. I think you're right.
Okay, I'm like I would scream the most at a cockroach. Number 2, rats. Number 3, I kind of like pigeons.
I agree. Oh,
I think it's pigeons, rats, then roaches for me.
Are you kidding? Well, okay, Florida girl. The roaches being last makes sense, but
my middle school like,
pigeons?
crawling with them.
That's so beautiful.
Ew.
It's true.
I'm like so worried about like saying that there was one at my job
My
somewhere.
middle school.
And you're like, my school. We were just swimming in that.
We were.
Wait,
Anybody watch Fear Factor?
kind of. Like when it was on, I wasn't sitting down turning it on on purpose.
Episodes where they would make them get in the cages
the
of
roaches?
bugs and
I wouldn't do
roaches.
that. She's like,
That's
please.
what traumatized
That was essentially middle school.
Wait, why the pigeons? What's your issue?
Okay, my sister's like so afraid of them. Like she would get hit by a car.
Does she have like a
before.
bird?
Oh yeah,
fear?
she's got a bird phobia. Shout out Danny. But no, I think I've just had more personal run-ins with them the last 4 years than anything else. Because,
Okay.
again, knock on wood, I haven't had rats in
Yeah.
my apartment.
I hope we don't. I hope no one has
No,
rats
I
in their
really-
apartment.
No.
I hope we never experienced. But no, the pigeons, like, they come at you.
They do.
Yeah.
They run this city. They say the rats do. Mm-mm. The pigeons.
The pigeons do. They're in charge.
I agree with you, Isa. It's definitely roaches, rats, pigeons. I was gonna say birds, but pigeons specifically.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have one final very important question for you. And that is, what would you say makes you not from here?
Yeah, I was thinking long and hard about this. And I think it's a very Florida answer, but going on winter number 4, and I really still just don't understand how to dress for it. Like, I will never understand how to layer correctly. I need a good lesson from my
We can help you out.
I really do.
We
need
love to layer.
I don't understand it. I'm either too hot or too cold. Like, I need to learn.
Do you have a winter coat? What if you were
I
like,
do.
no?
I know. I've always had the winter coat, but the issue is like, I'll do just the long sleeves and then the winter coat.
And then you're either too cold or okay.
Yeah.
I see the issue.
I need to learn.
Okay.
What do you
Take this into account.
Next time
Survival
survival
guide.
Yeah.
We'll make you.
I saw you're doing a 75 hard today.
I sent it to Hope. I was like, we're doing this 75-day hard of no shopping starting January 1st.
It's not what you. It's
No,
not
it's
the
not.
normal 75 hard.
No. January.
I need to go on a 75 hard of shopping.
No, it starts. Do it with me and Hope. Do you guys want to?
Yes.
We'll hold each other accountable.
Please.
It starts
Why
January
you?
1st.
I'm like
because
she's
I'm
staring
saying
into my
I
soul over
need
here.
no, because I'm saying I need to. Okay, so maybe 75 hard isn't the right way to say that, but I'm like, I need to do 75 days of like buying clothes for myself so that I can have a closet.
Oh, well then, okay, this
So
actually
we'll do the
helps Hope and I.
opposite. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I can give you stuff too.
Well, not only that, we'll shop for you, get the shoppies out.
Oh, so true. It's not
Not
for
my
us.
money.
It's not for us.
Yeah.
She's a client.
Yeah, both. I won't take 10%. Don't worry, but
None of these ones.
none of these ones.
Well, once I book, she'll be taking working on it. Anyway, so yeah, that's a really great plan, and we should stick to that.
I love that
It ends
for
March
us.
17th.
We'll help you layer.
Okay, perfect.
But
That's
like,
a good time.
but we won't buy it in the moment. I guess we'll just take pictures of it. That's what I do. I try to do you do the 48-hour rule? Sorry, I'm asking about your shopping
I
habits
tried to
now.
do. No, I honestly, I should be. It's an intervention.
I think Hope brought that up at some point, or maybe I don't know. I think we talked about it at dinner. She's like,
Yeah.
I always wait 48 hours, and now
I try
that's,
to
like,
wait
my
more.
rule.
To be honest, I also try to create a new rule for myself that I have to try it on in person.
Okay, love that.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah.
Online shopping's too accessible.
It's too easy, and also then it comes and it doesn't fit, and you're like, oh, I have to return this.
And then I always miss the return.
Yeah.
I always miss the date. I have a whole pile for Isa that is stuff that I didn't return on time.
I can barely shop. You think I am going to return
Return
shit?
it?
Like I
No,
bought something that was
exactly.
my literal big task for the month.
Exactly.
Buying a Halloween costume. I hated all of it. Now I can't return it. God damn.
What?
Well, just like the pieces. Like I'm never gonna wear them again.
Return them.
Amazon, right?
Yeah, but
I'll
Did you
take
ever see the
them.
video of the
that
Whole
one
Foods
piece
line?
was.
The what?
The day after Halloween, there was a video in one of the Whole Foods in New York, and the line
For the return.
Yeah, everyone with their wigs in their hand. So funny.
Oh my goodness.
I love people that are good at returning things.
It'll
Like,
never
I'm,
be me.
That task,
I have to do it that day, or
else it's
yeah.
I'm
We're just
thinking
all like,
of a return that I got the printout sheet for.
oh.
I think I missed the day though.
No, I can only do happy returns.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just make it easier, guys.
Happy returns. Go
Why
to my
did-
local Ulta, return it, and then
Yes.
pick up something. and throw it
Why?
back.
Why do they put a date on it? I don't like that. I don't
No,
like
me
it being
neither.
you have to return within 2 weeks. Why?
I love that this is the conversation.
Yeah,
Standard-
this is how we're ending.
Yeah.
Standard 30 days. A lot
At
can
A lot
30
goes
days
on.
flies by.
Flies. But I'd rather the 30 than the 2 week rule.
Well,
2
I've
weeks
never
is
had a
crazy.
2
Oh,
week.
you guys have never had the 2 week. I have. That's the pile I have for you is a 2 week rule.
Where are you
Well, that's
shopping?
I was-
respectful.
Sorry, 12th tribe.
Oh,
Shout them out. Yeah.
No, it was so cute. The dress was so cute. It just
sure.
didn't, and it fit. It just it wasn't flattering.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna keep this. Gonna return it. Nope. 2
Their
weeks.
stuff's not cheap either.
No, it was not. So
Yeah.
Miss Isa, you're getting a beautiful dress.
Happy engagement
Happy engagement.
Everything is just an engagement gift
for the next like year.
for the
yeah.
next year. Yeah, or maybe I'll extend it, make it years of gifts.
She's a fiance forever.
Yep.
I love that.
Well, Miss Morgan, this was the best. I'm like, I want to do this with you every single week. I am so glad. We are so glad. I'm not speaking for you, Isa, but
You are always allowed to speak for me.
thank God. We are so glad that we were able to do this today, and you were just the best, and we're just forever so proud of you. Where can the people find you on social media?
Like I guess Instagram, but I do post my clients and stuff. But follow Resolute Artist on Instagram as well, and then my personal is Morgan, I think with 2 N's, and then Wolfe.
Work.
I think handle is taken.
Sorry. Thank you also to Noah Wisniewski, our beautiful social media manager. Please make sure to check out our YouTube channel. Or maybe you're watching it right now.
Crazy.
Either way, thank you so much, Noah. And we love you.
We love you. If you want to keep up with us on social media, our @ is @notfromhere.podcast. That is NOTFROMHERE.PODCAST. And as always, I'm Riley Klauza.
I'm Isa Rodriguez.
I'm Morgan Wolfe.
And we are definitely
Not from here. Bye.